And welcome back to completed present simple tense, present continuous tense, the fourth present perfect continuous. And in the past, we completed past simple. We saw what past simple was and also past continuous. Now let's try to make the past simple to past perfect tense and make it see how past perfect continuous tenses statements look alike. Past perfect. Let's see with an example. When we got to the station, the train left. When we got to the station, the train left. So there are two incidents which have happened in the past. So I finished my breakfast. There's only one incident happened before. I met my grandfather last night. So only one incident which has happened. Now here in this sentence, there are two incidents which have happened. There are two things which have happened. When we got to the station, the train left. So this, when we got to the station, the train left. Two. One is got to and the second one is, this is past simple. This sentence will make it, see, when we got to the station, the train had left. The train had left. So the two incidents, which one is the first? Which incident happened first? Had left. The train had left before we got to the station, before we arrived at the station. So when we are defining two incidents which have happened, when we are talking about two events which have happened already, then we need to be very clear in our sentence and specifically mention which one happened first. Here, the train left first. So we say the train had left. The train had already left, right? So when we got to the station, the train had left. So had left is first and got to, after the train left, we arrived at the station. So when we got to the station, the train had left. First had left, then we arrived at the station. So it's always to avoid confusions between the two events. When we're talking about two events, the person who's listening to you should not get confused and you should very clearly understand that when you arrived at the station, the train had already left. The train had left. Then you arrived at the station. So this makes past perfect tense. Before that, let's understand what is the past perfect tense is talking about something that happened before something else. Something happened before something else happened. So it is subject and then you always have had plus you have the verb. The first past action when there are two or more past sentences. When we got to the station, the train had left. I was sick because I had eaten too much the previous night. Another example. I was sick because I had eaten what happened before and then I felt sick. So I had eaten too much the previous night. That was first and then I felt sick. Then I wasn't well. So I was sick because I had eaten too much the previous night. Past perfect. Some more example. The girl looked very familiar. I had seen her somewhere before. I had seen her before somewhere. So now when I look at her, she looks familiar. So which incident happened first? I had seen her had happened first. Then second time I am looking at her today. So the girl looked very familiar. I had seen her somewhere. I seen her somewhere is not the right sentence. I had seen means, that means I am specifically talking about something happened long time back, before something happened. Before the first incident, there was a second incident which happened and that was seeing the girl. Joe had rushed to his boss office but she had gone home already. Joe wanted to meet the boss. So Joe rushed Joe had rushed to his boss office, but she had gone home already. Okay, now let's go on to past perfect continuous. The first continuous past action. Let's see with an example. I felt really tired because I had been driving all day. I had felt really tired. I felt tired. At some point in the past, I felt tired. I'm feeling tired it is now. I felt tired in the past and why I had been driving. I had been driving all day. So I felt tired because I had been driving all day. How is it formed? The formation is subject plus had been, and we use a verb here, and that verb would be with a word which has got ing, ending with ing. The verbs which end with ing: driving, cooking, learning, learning. I felt tired because I was watching the soccer match for the last 4 hours. I felt tired because I was cooking the whole day, cooking all day because some guests were coming. So I had to cook. So I felt tired. I felt really tired because I had been cooking all day. Let's see with another example. She had been waiting for 2 hours when the doctor finally arrived. Remember in the previous examples when we were uh, talking about perfect continuous. She had been waiting for 2 hours. She had been waiting for the doctor since 2 hours. Now the doctor has finally arrived. She had been waiting for 2 hours when the doctor finally arrived. Doctor has arrived. So it's stopped now. Her waiting is stopped. She had been waiting for 2 hours when the doctor finally arrived. The ground was wet because it had been raining. The ground was wet because it has been raining. Past perfect continuous. Two incidents have happened. The ground was wet. We could not play the match. The ground was wet. We could not play the cricket match. Why? Because it had been raining. Which one happened first? It had been raining. It rained and then the ground got wet. I felt really tired because I had been driving all day. She had been waiting for 2 hours when the doctor finally arrived. The ground was wet because it had been raining. When she quit her job at the school, she had been working there for 12 years. So the four different examples, two different incidents started and ended both. And it happened in the past. It started in the past, it ended in the past also. So that is past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous, the definition for it. We had seen the examples. The past perfect continuous tense, which is also known as past perfect progressive tense. Progressive is something which is happening when you were doing something. Something which happened when you were doing something. Shows that an action that started in the past continued up until another time in the past. Something started in the past and also ended in the past, but at two different timings. Like yesterday, the match started at 5 o'clock in the evening and ended at 10 p.m. in the night. Two events happened. started, ended. The past perfect continuous tense is constructed using had been. Of course, you have the subject and then you have. Now let's release the tense. Present perfect. Present participle, that is the verb. I had washed the dishes. Always ending with ing. Play. Here. Teaching. I washed the dishes. When there's no specific time. I might have always when you are talking about or I might have washed it 1 hour back or I might have washed the dishes. The verb in the morning would always be present perfect continuous. I have been washing the dishes for an hour. I've been washing the dishes for an hour. So I've been washing the dishes for an hour. It is in continuous form. I started 1 hour back and it is still continuing. I mean still washing. I don't know when it is going to end. You remember the sentence? She has been waiting for the doctor for since 2 hours. That was past present perfect continuous. This is again present perfect continuous. I've been washing the dishes for an hour. I've been waiting for the teacher to correct my book. I've been waiting for the teacher who's correcting my book. Past perfect. When I left for work, I had washed the dishes. I'm in the office now. When I had left for work, I had washed the dishes. Two things have happened. I left for work and then I washed the dishes. Now which one happened first? I had washed is first and left for work is the second. Similarly, in the past perfect continuous, when the phone rang, I had been washing the dishes for an hour. When the phone rang, I had been washing the dishes for an hour. So when I was washing the dishes, the phone rang. So I had to stop washing it, wipe out my hands with a dry cloth, then go pick up the phone. So when the phone rang, I had been washing the dishes for an hour. So the four different tenses in the perfect tenses. Present perfect continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. So this was a review on the four different sentences. So we are done with present simple, present continuous, present perfect continuous, past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. In the next session, we will take up future simple and future continuous.